Let's explore the EdEHR using the full demonstration mode. With this, you will be able to explore and see what the EdEHR would be like if you had the instance running on your own learning management system in your school. Let's start with the homepage at edehr.org. Go to the Getting Started and select the full demo mode. Enter your details and submit. These will take you to the domain demo.edehr.org. And your next step will be to select the full demonstration button, full demonstration mode. This explains that you're creating a sandbox, a temporary instance of the EdEHR with an area for you to explore and enter content. On this page is a demonstration login. You're logging into a fictitious learning management system. It would be like logging into your Moodle or D2L or Canvas or whatever. In this fictitious world, we have 3 student users and 2 instructor users. Now let's select one of the student users and log in. On the left-hand side, it's an area where you can change your role and try one of the other user roles. Inside the blue area is a learning management system that contains 2 courses that have been preset with some activities for using the EHR and other activities in the course for MedLab that are related to medical laboratory programs. Let us select one of the EHR applications for demonstration purpose. We've entered as a student into an EHR, and the area that's been grayed out is the EHR area itself. And like most EHRs, you need to do a sign-in to get in to do your work. The blue area above is an area that's context sensitive. In this case, it's for the student giving instructions of the application, their activity they're supposed to work on. And later, the feedback will appear here from their instructor. It's also where the sign-in button is. We're going to sign in and just accept the defaults. Any role can be put in here. Let's not accept the defaults. Let's change the role just for sake of experimentation. There's also a simulation, so there is some aspect of controlling the time. In this case, you're able to control the time and change the encounter date from, this is already day 1, so the patient's been in the hospital since day 0. And you can change the time to 21:33, any valid 24-hour period. The submit buttons are our eventual goal. We're a student, we're asked to do some work at the time 21:33. We can make changes to the demographic page, the patient's allergies, verify that that record is correct, and the allergies show up on the patient banner. We can go through all the different tabs here. We're not going to take time in this video to go through them all, but let's add a sample vital sign, 123 over 90. Oops, we went too far with the tab. 90. Of course, a true vital sign, you would record all the rest of the parameters. Fair enough. So we can go through another time. We'll talk in a different demonstration video about medication administration records and how to use a barcode scanner or to activate the buttons to administer a medication. And we can look through the patient chart. We can look at the lab requisition world, but what are the potential lab requisition values we could create, either in a case study or if you're a student creating entering one. And in the patient chart, we can look at progress notes, SBAR notes, consults, laboratory reports, medical imaging, and laboratory results. So you can create for your case study a fairly extensive laboratory result. So as a student, I've come in, I've done my work in the EHR, and I'm now going to submit my activity to my instructor for evaluation. Do I concede? Once I do, I can't do any further work. Yep, let's go. I've submitted. So as a student, I have a dashboard where I can see any of the activities I have worked on or courses I've worked on in the past. And I have a chance to go back into the EHR on any one of them. Let me exit and become a different user, in this case, an instructor. Log in, same learning management page. When I click on this, I'll be taken into the world of the faculty in the EHR. There's a lot of details on this page, which makes sense over time. The first starting one for most faculty would be that aren't creating content is the class list and working with them. And they can see that in this activity, one student has activated the activity and is part of the class. Students only appear here if they use the activity in the learning management system. Before we go in and look at the class list, there's a really important feature for instructors who would like to know what the student is seeing with this activity, perhaps before the class. There's a button here that's shaped like a student. They can click on that. And when they click on that, they are going to experience exactly the same thing that we saw when we clicked in as a student. But this time, our username is Dorothea, which is in this case us as an instructor. Once again, we need to sign in. It's free form. And once again, we can be adding different parts to the chart. And we'll do a, current visit. Let's do another vital sign. Add another vital sign. 119. Oops. Over 80. Verify. And then we'll save. And like the student, when I'm done my work as a student, even though I'm an instructor, I will submit. Or let's not. Let's see what happens if a student does their work but doesn't submit. All right. Now let's get out of here. Let's return to our role as an instructor. So the trick to remember is the 3 menu bars is the place to get to the menu to return to my normal role. Now I have a class list with 2 students, with 1 student who submitted work. Let's see who hasn't done their work yet. Roxanne has completed her work, submitted it. Dorothea has not. Let's force Dorothea to submit. There they go. Now both students are in the have submitted their work. They can no longer work in the EHR until the activity is returned to them or unlocked. We can lock and unlock the whole class in one button press. Very effective for end of class, time's up, close this activity. Let's look at the means of doing evaluation. We can click on this button here, which launches a condensed view. It was a table-shaped button, and it takes us into our first student's work, in which case we can see that they entered a vital signs with 119 over 80. We can add some comments into their evaluation area, and then proceed on to the next student, Roxanne. And she entered an allergy and vital signs. So we can also give her some mentorship or +1 or various grades as we wish. We can actually send the student back send the assignment back to the student. So we could let Roxanne resume work on that assignment. We can actually go back and do that too for our Dorothea, or we can go back to the class list and unlock the assignment. We're unlocking it for the whole class. All students can now work on it. One thing I didn't show you is there's also the possibility of evaluating the student's work within the context of the EHR with these medical buttons. But generally, faculty find the condensed view much more efficient. Let's return to the activity and let's go back in. We're still faculty. Let's try it as a student one more time. Now that the activity's been evaluated and I can do some more work. So, my instructor's given me comments of good. I can read more if it's lengthy, but there's only the one word. But this could be a fairly lengthy set of prose. As a student, I can resume my work and make some more changes and submit once again. And when I'm done, once again, I can return to my normal role. So we have reviewed exit to the learning management system. We have reviewed logging in as a student or an instructor, and in each case, coming into the coursework, we've selected a course and either completed our coursework or evaluated our students. Further videos would talk more about the interface in the EHR, such as for medication administration, and content management for faculty, which is very flexible and as easy to use as we've seen these applications.